next witness is a Mr. Michael Troxler. He's here to give testimony.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been in the shelter system for almost 3 years. I have family that are in the shelter system. After my mother passed away, we lost our place to live. I'm presently with my spouse in a shelter system, and I have 3 kids. The system is not designed to give us permanent housing. I know this. I know this because I've been through it. I've watched my family members go through it, go out, go into an unaffordable apartment, and end up back into the system because they couldn't afford the apartment. And then they have a program they call back to work. Some of us never been to work. And so when you try to put us to work, especially with your 6-month program, your job program that you're trying to trick people into working these programs, and then after the 6 months is over, we're left out in the cold because the city is not going to put us on permanently. And there's many of us cleaning up the parks and cleaning up the shelter areas, and we're just working for pennies now. And then you're going to cut us off in 6 months. You can get into the shelter system and you can be carted around from place to place. I've been a victim of bed bugs on several occasions in 2 or 3 different shelter systems. Right now they got me in the worst shelter, I assume, in New York, only because I haven't completed what they can call compliant. I haven't been compliant. I don't have a job. I don't, have no income.
What's the name? What's the name of that shelter?
Catherine Street. I look out my window in Catherine Street, and in the courtyard, in the inner courtyard, there's tons of garbage. The food that they give us, which, this is a shelter with no cooking facilities, and they have several different kinds. But the fact that somebody is getting paid to take care of us and to make sure that we're well housed is ridiculous, because that's not the case. We're not well housed. I see the kids, they're running around the shelter, some of them butt naked. Security don't care in the shelters. There's violence and drugs being used in the shelter, and we're not getting out. You have some of the workers that try to assist you, and then there's others that try and hurt you. I was working when I was in the shelter system. And one of the directors of the shelter system told my job I was in the shelter. And because who I was working for was affiliated with the shelter system, I ended up losing my job. They said it was a conflict of interest that I should have told them about. But I didn't feel that I needed to tell them I was in a shelter system. But this was the case. As a result, the director from my shelter gave testimony, facts, the fact that I was in her shelter to my job, and I lost my job. So now, again, I'm in position of looking for a job, trying to get out of the shelter system. It's a trick. It's like a revolving door to keep the system flowing. America is, the United States and America is coming down. I ain't talking conspiracies. I don't even want to go there. But the reality is, Bloomberg, you're not helping. You're not helping us at all. And you need whoever it is, I don't know, the political system is really screwed up. They're not there to help us. It's about capital. It's about money. It's all about money. And I'm sick of this. I ain't getting no help. I have no faith in the United States. I have no faith in America. I have faith in the people, in my family, and that's it. And I hope everybody stand up and defend America as the America that it should be today, like our fathers died for it to be. Free!
My next witness, Jay Toole, has a testimony for you. You're in a lot of trouble, buddy.
Shame, shame, shame. Hi, my name is Jay Toole. I am a shelter organizer for Queers for Economic Justice. I currently run support groups for LGBT folks and anybody else that wants to come to my groups in 30 different shelters in New York. It's a shame that your nonprofit agencies, the clinical directors, the shelter directors have to call me to ask me what they can do. You know, there is no housing. These shelters are just forcing people out into the Housing Stability Plus programs, the working programs. I go in these shelters every day, every single day, and now I'm seeing the same people right back in the same spots. They're walking right back into these shelters. They lose their apartments because they can't afford them. There's no safety net, and I'm really, really tired of it. And this is a real people's court, not Judge Judy. You know, this is really, really cool. Picture the homeless. I love these guys. You know,
Thank
they do.
you.
You do great. Thank you. You do great work. It is an honor for me to be here, and with all the ladies that I brought out here today. We need to do something. Let's stand tall together and make them do something. What'd you say? He don't give a fuck.